My brothers and sisters of the African race, how you have ascended to the pinnacle. A man with no understanding of himself is no man at all, and here you are standing on the land trodden by inequity and inequality to now bask in the opportunity and opulence. In the days where I continued to walk this earth, not merely in spirit but in flesh, I witnessed unjust behavior to the black man. As a child, I was made to understand my role here on the soil I was born on, not through the eyes of the grander scheme, but through that of a different race's opinion of me. In the crevice of my mind, I remember a dear childhood friend who lived beside my father's property. She was of a fair complexion and had hair different from my own coarse mane. Our laughter knew nothing of race, and our companionship knew little of society. In my lifetime, I found that people do not innately know the ways of hatred, but it must be taught and institutionalized with unrelenting force and repetition. If given to people who know not of their own prowess and with enough vigor, externalized hatred can reach its logical conclusion of segregation and internalization. Teach others to hate a man for who he is, and he who knows not himself will in turn learn to hate his own being, my brothers and sisters. But cooperation inevitably leads to conversations. Conversations surrounding our misgivings, conversations surrounding our shortcomings, and conversations surrounding our dissatisfactions. Emphasizing the notion that change can be used to create a new dawn that sees the black man arming himself with self-actualization. Oh, how I see the result of this cooperation. Unified under an umbrella of not just mere hatred for centuries of injustices, but empathy for your fellow man. You have retaken and recreated a space for blacks. To have built what I see here today is not the work of mere boys and girls rekindling the old flames of their ancestors. No, it is a far cry from that. It is men and women who have grasped the knowledge of their own spirit, their own desires, and their own consciousness to then build on the foundational knowledge of those who came before them. Appreciating the effort of the road created by the past and seeking to improve it, even if that means restructuring it for present-day inadequacies. Freedom is not the notion of having choices available to you, but is an amalgamation of having these opportunities and the desire to utilize them to benefit yourself and your fellow man. No man is an island. We who are from an island can appreciate this truism even more. The way to greatness is unity, but even in unity, even in the present pinnacle, there is room for growth. This place was not created on the ideology of self-serving tendencies, and in this, I must advise you. Failure is not the way of fools, but rather, it is lifelong folly. Make no mistake, failure is not something to ascend to, but rather it is an inevitable part of your journey to ascension. A man does not reach actualization through leaps and bounds, but oftentimes through self-made stumbles, setbacks, and misplaced wisdom. As I gaze upon your society, I observe many who are misguided, riddled with failures, and misplaced ideals. My young men, I see you as a father sees a son. I see you for who you are and not what your circumstances have made you out to be. Specimen of great potential beneath misshapen thoughts. Skin of rich obsidian and eyes brimming with resolution. Battered spirits occupying a body that boasts skillful hands and sharp minds. Eager for attention not rightfully given to you at birth, and so understandably you seek it. But your journey has led you to further oppression. A man who seeks himself in others will seek pleasures from a fool. In my own strife, I understand your own. Therefore, I ask of you, try to understand that strength without true purpose is for naught. Understand that what you seek cannot be found in others before you find it in yourself. Robbed of equity does not mean you are renounced from equality. As true of all men walking this earth, you have life, a gift given to all regardless of race or complexion. You draw breath as does the rich, and your feet beat against the same roads as those you believe above you. Do not look for your worth in the eyes of man. As I pursued my own dreams, men, my fellow blacks, who looked like me and spoke like me, were the choir who wished to see me dead. Do not seek your desires from men who instill purpose rather than evoke your own. I go jackass for la cane bump go a pound. Think wisely who you lay your life for. Do not mistake attention for admiration. Do not mistake your usefulness to them as unity. No matter how far along you are on a misleading path, know that it is never too late to stand on your own 2 feet. As you have laid your bed, so you must lay in it. But one day, you will rise with the sun and start anew. In your actions, there are consequences, and in your consequences are discomforts. And in those discomforts, my sons, you shall find yourselves if you seek him. Well, it seems my time is up. They're calling back for me, so I must go. But I leave my spirit to guide you. I leave my legacy to remind you that hope is not lost, not as long as you choose to fight for it.